follow-up video, number 2 on this vehicle. So got the rest of the story. This came from another shop. It's at a body shop to be redone because of the last shop didn't follow the procedures. The insurance company does pay OEM panel parts replacement. So these were supposed to be OEM. They're aftermarket on the lights, so both lights are being replaced. The hood was aftermarket, and the fit and finish, because of the hood lines aren't right, the lines around the lights weren't right. Customer noticed that, and the last shop, who's a really big, like, franchise, it's a big shop, but it's not a franchise, they own all their locations all around the shop. They put the core support in wrong, the measurements weren't right, so the alignment is off, and they can't align the parts to make everything fit right. So they're getting all OEM. They're taking back out the core support. That's why I'm back out here pulling the refrigerant out. It was low on refrigerant when I went to measure it out. It was low on, I only had like, it was a little over half the refrigerant charge in this system, and this was just done. So they have to redo the sheet metal around there. Both the caps were missing. They did have dye in the system. It was a crummy dye because I could barely see it with my light. You know, most places are cheap, especially body shops, and they always look for the lowest bidder. And on top of that, oh, oil. They had a shitload of oil in here. When I hooked up my gauges, when I cracked my gauges here, when I was bleeding it out and I opened it up, oil just came pouring out. You could see the shiny oil right here. Just came bleeding out down here. When I left my gauges and I disconnect my gauges from the recovery unit, oil just came pouring out. If I remove my hose ends here, oil comes pouring out of my gauges. They way over oiled this system. So this is the problem when you have uneducated people allowed to own a business who doesn't have educated technicians. They can't train them themselves. They just give them, you hook up this, you pump this, you push this, you pump this in. They don't know how the system should work. They know no specifications, but they got cold coming out on the hand, and they blow the work out because they're under high production demand. And that's the problem with, especially when they're paying technicians on flat rate, how fast they could get the units out. And you have results like this. All right, see you guys later. So we're gonna say, oh, and I told them that the aftermarket condenser in here. So what I found out too was the insurance company for this vehicle is willing to pay for OEM parts for fit and finish so it looks good, but they don't care about performance part. And remember, whether the leak is from this condenser or the O-rings, they're not concerned with that, and I'm gonna let them know about that. That's not my problem either. I tell you about it, I document it. If you don't listen to me and it comes back as a leaker or not performing right, not my problem. The idiots are the ones behind in the suits who are behind a desk who are not technically and mechanically competent. They just want to make enough money. It looks good and it sells. That's all they care about. They may say they care about something else, but the majority don't, unfortunately. And for you who do, you know I'm not talking about you. For you who don't, you know I'm talking about you. See you guys later.